Hey everybody, this is Michael Gabriel, and you're watching CMS TV.
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. Starting off the show tonight, we heard XYZ from the Letter to God with Tango, and Warrior Soul there with Love Destruction, and stepping up to the mic, destroying faces all over the world with his slap fighting, my good friend and partner, Chris Agan. What's going on there, Chris? I'm not hearing you. Uh-oh, little snafu here.
All right, there we go.
Oh, yeah, turning the mic on would be a good thing.
Well, I guess I turned it off when I plugged back in the ear monitor things. I guess.
Got all kinds of technical things going on over there.
Well, I could hear the music, so I figured it was on.
I'm almost starting to regret that I bought you those damn things.
Well, it looks like everything else. There's a learning curve. It's not as simple as putting them in your ears and hearing shit. Now, is it?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah, I know. You'd think it'd be simple. Of course not. Not in my world.
No, of course not. Everything has to stay the same.
That's right.
Don't touch anything.
No changes. None.
Yeah. Don't be unplugging stuff and plugging in other outlets and shit.
That's right. That's absolutely correct.
Well, here we are. We're back again.
We are.
And boy, I tell you, I had a rough time getting motivated today for some reason, but I think I know the reason why.
Why?
Well, I ate food that I normally don't eat.
Okay.
And I had a couple of Jack and Cokes with it, and it was just too much carbs. I think it just kind of sucked the energy out of me.
Was this at lunch?
No. I did. This was last night, and I'll tell a quick story here. So I gave a shout out to this place before. It's called Rudy's Barbecue Shack.
Okay.
And it's run by a very patriotic fella by the name of Rudy Messer. And
all right.
He's going to tune in and listen tonight. I told him I'd throw a little shout out to him, but he and some folks were sitting around the bar there when I went in to place my order, and he always recognizes me to say hello and hey, how are you? And then we got into talking about guns and music and all kinds of stuff. So he's he loves the guns.
Sure.
So we started getting into the whole comparing guns. I was showing him some of my arsenal, and we were discussing stuff. And then there was another patron sitting over there too, and both of them were carrying.
Okay.
And the one other gentleman there, he was showing me his guitar collection. He's a picker.
Okay.
And he has a collection of guitars, and he has quite a collection of guns too. He's got way more guns than me.
He's ready for the new war, right?
Yeah. So he was showing me pictures of all his guns and his gun collection, and we were all just kind of talking about guns and rock and roll and chicks and just what dudes do. I mean, normal dudes.
Right.
I'm not talking about the that today. I'm talking about regular guys.
Right.
And it was very cool, and his food is just awesome. Just the barbecue is awesome. I know how much you love the smoking rock and roll barbecue.
I do.
Well, this is right on par with that. And
okay.
So I went there and got there what they call a sampler platter. But I tell you what, I guess my eyes were too big for my stomach, because I thought, yeah, give me a full slab of ribs too. Now I didn't eat it all. I took it home and I had some of it,
Right.
But they have this hot barbecue sauce. They have the normal barbecue sauce, and then they got a hot barbecue sauce, and I like spicy stuff, so I said, yeah, just give me the hot.
Okay.
Oh boy, by this morning I woke up and I was just like sweating my ass off. I thought I had gotten the Rona again or something, and I was just like, oh, I'm not feeling it, and
Right.
by the afternoon or so, everything subsided a little bit. Well, being the glutton for punishment that I am, I decided to finish the sample platter around 4:30 this afternoon. I am sweating buckets.
Nice.
Oh my God. Whatever that, I mean, it's not hot to where it burns your mouth, but it's a spice and man, it just makes you fucking sweat,
Right.
So I took a shower, about half hour, 40 minutes before the show tonight. And, I came up to the studio and I'm just sitting here sweating my ass off. I'm just like, Jesus. so I'm going to sweat through the evening and get this out of my system. But hey to Rudy and great barbecue, love it. But I gotta ease up on the hot stuff because whatever that spice is in the hot, boy, that stuff just comes out your pores.
Right. Next time you'll be with the dry rub.
Exactly. Or I'll just go with the regular barbecue or not go so much with the hot only because they offer you both. You go, do you want both the hot and the mild? I go, just give me all hot,
Whoops.
Woo.
Next time you'll be like, just give me the plain, nothing on it.
But the barbecue itself was just, absolutely fantastic. So I don't think I've had more tender barbecue than I've ever had there.
Right.
I mean, Billy's place is fantastic. His food is fantastic, but the times that I've gotten there, well, it's not enough to burn the asshole. It's not like those peppers. It's just a spice in there that makes you sweat.
Yeah. Just take it. Everybody needs to take it easy. Neeley has a sensitive tummy. It's okay.
Well, it didn't upset my stomach. It just made me sweat.
Right.
It was just sweating. And I was like, whew, man. But great stuff, though. I love it. So shout out to Rudy over there at Rudy's Rib Shack and the Patriots that frequent that place because, he's all into the, very American and it's a very clean little joint and, privately owned. And, I always enjoy going in there because the conversation, and me, I'm not a big conversationalist at all.
Right. Sure.
But I feel comfortable there. And, they're all always very friendly and, hey, it's good to see you.
So you share a nice story, you get shit on constantly.
Exactly. So anyway, I came home with that and I just thought, okay, I'm going to have some barbecue. It's Friday night. It's been a stressful week as every week has been for the last eight months.
Sure.
Just because business is just business, man. I'm telling you, I'm not complaining, but it keeps me busy. And by Friday, I'm just like, I'm going to do a Bob Kelly. Dude, I'm just cooked. But so I'm sitting there watching a movie. I decided, I just kind of wanted something kind of funny, lighthearted, goofy, even though I've seen it a bunch of times. I turned on The Hangover.
Okay.
The unrated version of The Hangover. Sure. And
sure.
So I'm sitting there just enjoying the movie and hanging out. And then my cell phone starts ringing. I'm just like, what the hell is this? Answer the phone. Out of the blue, Tom Zutaut.
Really?
Yeah, Tom Zutaut calls me. And I'm just like, hey, what's up, Tom? He goes, hey, man, I've been thinking about calling you. I'm sorry I've been out of touch. I've just been really busy and blah, 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 blah. And, I just wanted to touch base with you because I'm doing things with my radio show and, I want to update my Facebook page and I wanted to add you guys onto it and, update some links and, all this other stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, we've been talking about wanting to get you on the show. And he says, well, I want to come on the show.
Yeah.
He says, I was thinking that the car show in Chicago is happening and he's involved with car dealerships or something right now. And
okay.
He says he makes the trip to Chicago for the yearly car show. And he says, we could do the whole Zoom Skype thing, and he says, I don't particularly enjoy that at all.
Okay.
He says, but if I come up there, he says, I'd like to come to your studio live.
All right.
And I said, well, you're welcome to come. If you want to stay the night too, that's fine too. I got an extra room here.
Yeah.
So if you want to come out and hang during the show. And he says, well, you know what would be really cool? I know it's going to be a bit of a logistic nightmare. What I would like is if I could get myself and Dawn there at the same time.
All right.
I'm just like, well, I don't know how that would happen, but regardless of that, of course you're invited,
Yeah. When is this car show?
It's in March.
So it's not in the height of their touring season.
No. It's in March. It's, I think it's like the weekend of, Valentine's Day weekend or something like that.
Okay.
Like around the 12th.
Valentine's Day is February.
I don't know why. Let's see here. Yeah, you're February. I'm thinking ahead here. I'm thinking what I was thinking about. He said he wants to come to Chicago for the Dawkins shows out at the Des Plaines Theater and the Arcata Theater too.
Okay.
So I was getting that mixed up. But yeah, he said he wants to come to the car show in February and then maybe come out do the shows over in Chicago in March.
Okay.
So we chit chatted for a while and very nice guy. It couldn't be a nicer guy, and I was just like, wow, this is pretty cool, So I'm thinking, here's the guy who signed Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Dawkins, Tesla, you name it. This guy worked with all the, the big name acts that kind of defined the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and he's calling me out of the blue. I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That's pretty fun.
So if you're listening, Tom, hey to you as well. So, if we can make arrangements and get Tom to come here and be live with us, that'd be how great would that be?
That would be fun.
That guy would have stories for days.
Yeah, be good. We wouldn't even need to really be here other than to just sort of guide it a little bit.
Exactly.
So Tom, tell us about Guns N' Roses. Hey, I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah. So I had a good chit chat with him last night for about, 25 minutes, half hour.
Okay.
And, he threw the invite out there. So, we may have a guest in February.
Very good.
So,
like that.
So do I. And I was just like, yeah, I said, I'd just love to pick your brain, cause this guy's seen it all.
Yeah.
So he was a big player during that era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure his stories go forever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a hell of a nice guy too. Just very articulate, just easy to talk to. Just, he's just very nonchalant about his, his career and all these other things. And it was just like, wow, fantastic.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a fun night to me.
Yeah. So hopefully we can make those arrangements and make that happen. And, even if I have to send a car for him or something, I'll do that, send a town car to come get him or something, Yeah.
Do we still have to do town cars now with Uber? Can we just say here?
Uber? Yeah, you can't send an Uber for a Tom Zutaut.
You couldn't these days. Maybe not in the 80s, but now.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, come on, you got to treat the guy with a little more respect than some Indian driver bringing him from Chicago area.
All right, ask for a American to drive the car.
Exactly, and a nice town car, not a Prius.
Yeah, go with Lyft, upper scale.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So whatever it takes to get him out here, I'll make those arrangements and see that he has a ride and a place to stay and all that.
Sure.
So, because that to me is a get.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. So then I know last year, monster truck full of strippers.
If you're gonna treat him first class,
well, I don't know. Maybe I don't think the wife would appreciate that.
Is she coming?
I have a feeling that she would.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll take it right off the screen.
Who knows? But then, as you're well aware, last Sunday, I reconnected with one of our old friends that I literally haven't heard from in years, even though he literally lives 5 minutes from me.
That's right.
Jim Bob Dorf.
Yeah.
And he hit me up out of the blue Sunday. I was getting ready. I usually like to go out Sunday afternoon for lunch, late lunch, early dinner, whatever. And there's a couple places I like to hit, in the local area. And so I'm getting ready, and I get a text, and it's Jim Bob, and he says, "Hey man, I've been checking out the CMS TV shows. It's pretty damn good." He says, "Looks really professional, and looks great."
Gee, thanks.
And I said, "Where the hell have you been?"
Right.
It's like I think the last time we connected with him was when he stopped in here, and that was like right at the beginning of the pandemic. So that
was longer ago than that.
Are you sure?
That was when I was there, wasn't it?
No. No, he stopped in here. And remember he did the whole metal sludge review or
that's right. Yeah.
All that. So I just remember because when he came, he had his mask with him. He didn't wear it here, but he had it with him,
Right.
And I had to try to remember when that was. And I'm thinking it was like early part of the pandemic, probably like around March or April of what was it, 2020?
Yeah. You're right around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the last time I seen or heard from him. And I'm just like, well, where are you living? Where are you at? And he told me where he's living. It's like, that's literally 5 minutes down the street from me.
It's a long distance.
And it's like, well, why have you been so distant? Dude, I haven't seen or heard from you, And he was, "Oh, dude, it's just a lot of drama. I'll have to tell you about it another day." I said, "Hey, listen, I'm heading downtown anyway, literally 3 blocks from where he lives."
Okay.
I said, "I'm going down to the Radius." I said, "You're welcome to join me. I'll buy you dinner." I said, "We can catch up, So you and I were texting back and forth a little bit, and he walked up from his place, and we sat and had dinner for, I don't know, we hung out for about 2.5 hours, just shooting the shit and catching up, and where you been, what have you been doing. I would not want his life. I'll tell you that right now.
So he's still married?
Well, no, it's, I don't want to get into his personal business, but
it ain't good. Is that what you're saying? It just ain't good.
It's everything that you and I hate.
Oh boy.
Everything that you and I hate.
Oh boy. Fun.
So, I'm not going to get into his business, but it's like, oh dude, come on, you're 50 years old. You're too old you should be past this by that age.
These are 20-year-old problems.
Yes. Yes. Just
some people.
Yeah.
Takes them a little longer to grow up. Like 70.
Right. So then while we were sitting there talking, we were just kind of rehashing some of the, things from the past, and, bringing up people, and, the whole metal sludge thing, you and I had involvement with that. And obviously Jim Bob was the webmaster for that. And
sure,
I think what brought that up was he goes, "Hey, I talked to Sean Card." Remember?
Okay. Yeah. Sean.
Yeah. He says, I said, "Oh yeah, what's he doing?" And he was just kind of giving me up to date and so on and so forth. And that got into the whole metal sludge discussion. And then I said, "Oh, speaking of metal sludge," I said, "I'm still talking to our first sludgeette of the month, the Chantel."
Yeah.
So I shot Chantel a text, say, "Hey, it's a Jim Bob," and I took a picture together and I shot it over to her. I say, "Hey, you recognize this guy?"
Right.
And she came right back and says, "Oh my God, where's he been?" So we kind of chit chatted about that for a little while, and then, just catching up. And then somehow, Chip's Enough's name came up.
Okay.
Because Jim Bob was very close to Chip. He would always hang out with Chip quite a bit. And, and I said, "Yeah, I've been here in my place for 17 years. And I said, I've invited him out. I said, he literally lives an hour away, not even an hour, like 50 minutes.
Okay.
And I said, I've invited him to come out to the studio so many times. And it's always, yeah, we'll come out, let's do that, and
gotta make it work, brother. Gotta make it work.
But obviously it hasn't happened.
Right.
And so I said, well, speaking of Chip, I said, let's see what he's doing. So I hit him up with a text, and he answered me right back. And as I took, sent him the picture of Jim Bob and I, and I said, "Hey, Chip, you recognize this guy?" And he came back, "Yes, I do. I hail him." And then I threw the invite out again. I said, "Well, why don't you come out to the studio? I said,
Right.
I've been inviting you for 17 years. Well, I'm out on tour, I guess he did some things with.
I'm out in Australia right now, brother.
Is it Australia or is it down in Brazil?
No, they're in Australia. He's a part of that tour that Stevie and Billy are on.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're in Australia right now.
Yeah. Okay. So he sent me the little flyer thing of that.
Yeah.
And he says, when I get back, let's make that happen. I'm just like, yeah. Just
yeah. Okay. Sure. We'll get right on that there, Chipper.
So I guess the only way that I'm going to get Chips enough to come down here is if I send a car for him or something, you know what I mean?
Or if you do it from his place.
Yeah. So it's just like, dude, you could travel the world, but you can't make a 50-minute ride over here. Holy
shit. A lot of miles on this old body, Neeley. A lot of miles.
So that's just another thing I got to work on if we're ever going to get Chip to come down and hang with us for a show, but I told you I had some expendable cash to use, so I'm going to start trying to make things happen if I have to
get broke again.
Yeah, I guess. Yes. So I was trying to make that happen, and
right.
So when he gets back, I'll hound him about it. But whether I make it happen or not, that's a whole different story.
Sure.
But trying to make connections. I got this nice studio here, a nice setup, and it's just like, trying to get people out here is like impossible.
Yeah. It's like you got a $10,000 or a $20,000 studio and not a guest to be seen.
No. Can't get them out here. Everybody's busy, or there's something going on, or whatever, and it's like
exactly.
Well,
at least Tom Zutaut wants to do it. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, most people now go the other way, like, come to your place. Nah, can't we do it on Zoom?
Well, yeah, he said, I prefer not to do that. I'd like to do it in person.
Yeah, most people are the other way.
Yeah, he says, but if we can't make it happen, in person, then we'll resort to the alternative. But I would prefer to be there in person.
Yeah.
I'm just like, cool. Dude, I'd love to have you. Love to have you.
It'd be great.
Yeah. So that's been kind of my week, is trying to make connections and make reconnections, and trying to make something different happen for us, or something unusual or whatever. But I think it'd be great if we could get a colorful character like Chips enough here, or because that guy can tell stories all day long too.
Oh yeah, he's fun.
So that's been my week, just work and trying to make connections, and looking forward to doing the show, and sweating a lot.
Like right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Too funny. Well, that's sounds like you've been busy. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I this obviously this winter so far has been very mild, and I haven't had quite the depression that I normally get in the winter time. And, I it's just kind of funny, because I'm one of these people who look at the time that the sun sets every day, and at the peak of the darkness, it sets at 4:20, and now the sun sets at 5:00. So,
right.
So, we've gained back like 40 minutes already. So that's kind of like my little looking forward, little optimism there. It's like, well, we've gained 40 minutes, and it's not so dark and dreary, and I don't feel so depressed and down, and I feel like living, and being that we haven't had some major snow or major really hard freezes aside from that, couple 3 days back in December.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a mild winter, so I feel pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, it's definitely shaking out. And like you said, other than that one really bad week, that one really cold week, it has been very, very mild.
Yeah, must be all that man-made global warming.
Yeah, that's it. It's ruining the earth.
It is. It's horrible.
Ruining it.
Yes, just awful.
Sure is.
Yes, I can't wait to get my electric car to help stave off that global warming, even though there's slave labor, digging out the minerals to make those batteries.
That's right. Well, I can't wait to see you with that Bose system in the back to make it sound like a muscle car.
I know.
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah, I saw that they were talking about the still making the muscle car lookalikes, but then
Right.
it has the Bose system that makes it sound like a rumbly,
Yeah. Vroom,
big,
vroom,
big
vroom.
horsepower car. It's like,
So dumb.
what a bunch of
Yeah. That is just beyond stupid.
does it emit a gasoline smelling odor too? So
Maybe.
sounds like big horses, but it also emits an odor of high test gas.
Electric fume disperser.
Exactly.
Vroom, vroom.
So funny. Dumb.
Ugh, just dumb.
It is dumb. So what's been on your plate this week?
A lot of work, like real work which was good. A lot of real work coming in all of a sudden. It's that never stops. And then we beta launched, and I'm not going to get into my whole worky thing, but into this world, we beta launched CMSTv.
All right.
If anybody is watching on one of the things, if they could go to CMSTv. I think it's .net, and just make sure that this show is playing and not some replay of us.
Okay.
If they could do that, that would be very helpful. Just to let me know that it is working, because it's.
I'm gonna pull that up right now.
All right.
CMSTV.net.
Yep.
All right. CMSTV.net.
Yeah.
Up there it is. How about that? CMSTV.net.
There it is.
With a very cartoony looking font.
Yeah, font.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yep. So I'm working on it. I'm getting it dialed in here for the peeps. So
sure.
It may be working, it may not be working.
Well, I see it's got a pre-roll here before it gets into
then it's not working.
Why should it go directly to the
It should go directly to the push. That's all right.
So you're sure that the pre-roll isn't going in first?
All right. Somebody else said they're seeing an ad for Pinball PA. So,
yeah, I'm seeing an ad for Pinball PA as well.
Yeah, then it's not working right.
Okay.
That's okay. You're gonna love this, dude. So me and Corey Harker, our guy with the radio stations, is also my partner in this, trying to get CMSTv going.
Gotcha.
So we signed up for the company. We put out a big chunk of money to get this thing together. We get it. I mean, it's great. It really has all kinds of fucking amazing functionality to this thing, as far as scheduling shows, and it has what they call hybrid streaming, which is you know how, like, when we do the radio show, like, you run the CMS network all week, but then when you go live, it just goes right to the live thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It has that same functionality to it, where when we go live, it'll just kind of fade out the old and it'll go to the live stream, which I'm going to love, because we have a bunch of live shows on the network.
Okay.
So there's a million, as you can imagine, in the back end of this thing. There's 9 million fucking buttons and clicks and check boxes and everything to set it up the way you want it to work, right?
Sure.
So you know how I do. I just turn it on and I upload some shit and I start pushing buttons and seeing what it does. Well, after about a day of that, I hit Corey up and I said, "Hey, can you send me the manual to this thing? Because it is extensive."
Yeah.
So he's like, "I don't know that there's a manual." I'm like, "What do you mean there's no manual?" So sure shit, he throws a tech ticket out asking for a user manual, and they're like, "No, there's not one."
Okay.
Because it's a newer company.
Yeah, it's in beta form, so they don't have anything officially printed up or available. I get it.
So now I'm really on my own on, like, okay, how do I make this work? How do I make it stream to Twitter? How do I make it stream to YouTube? How do I make it stream to Periscope? All this different bullshit that it says it can do. So I've been messing with it on and on. And then, how do you put commercials in? How do you put IDs in? How do you tell it to play a random show on this day at this time? All these different functions that I I will master. I just haven't yet. So that's why I'm saying it's in beta right now. And obviously the fact that you logged in and it ain't working. Yeah, it ain't quite in beta.
I saw the Patriot Supply. I saw some tax commercial, and now we're in quality coffee with no gimmicks.
Yeah, and all that means is that the folder that I have the commercials in, it's playing them all.
Yeah.
Instead of playing one, which it's supposed to play one.
Yeah.
But instead it's playing 29.
Right.
So so it's a little bit of a work in progress, but it's coming. It's coming together, and it's not playing the live thing. But I'll get it figured out. But that's where I spent the bulk of my week, was getting this thing built and put on. And I got most of it together. I mean, it is playing stuff. It does play shows. I just have to figure out the live thing a little bit more.
Right.
And we'll get it. I mean, I'm putting it out there live so that people can help me with it, because, I'm a little bit fucking dumb with this stuff too. So
thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.